Hello, and welcome to Bubbles and Breakdowns, a space designed for you to show up as your beautifully imperfect self, where we dive into the good, the bad, and the bubbly. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Katrina.
And we're actually talking about the bubbly today.
Yes.
The reals.
The bubbles, and then maybe the breakdowns after the bubbles, which is, it hits home here too. So we're coming to you guys with some questions. Has alcohol been affecting you differently lately? When you have more than a couple drinks, do you feel like maybe you were hit by a bus? Is it keeping you from reaching your goals? Are you more irritable after drinking? Well, guess what?
Check.
Us too. But hey, there's some reasons why. And we're discussing why consuming alcohol during this tender stage of perimenopause and menopause is different, and how our hormones and our body composition is affecting our ability to metabolize it. But some days, guys, we just want to have those glasses of bubbles, and we pay for it later. We're chatting about our refined relationships with alcohol and why sometimes we definitely still give in to the temptation. I think about all these new Gen Z and Alpha who are like sober life strong.
Totally.
And like how that's just not me.
Same. But also, look at all the choices they have. These... what is it? Not marijuana. THC drinks and extra magnesium for that
the mushrooms.
Yes, yeah. Right? Like all these additional things to maybe not lower your inhibitions, but take the edge off, right?
Relax them.
Yeah, and give you that same kind of effect that us millennials are used to hitting the bubbles for.
Yeah, or Boone's Farm or whatever it was back in the day.
Fuzzy navel?
Yeah, all of it. Fuzzy navels. Yeah. Or hooch. Shout out to Rockford,
literally
Illinois.
That sounds like it shouldn't be that, but I guess it is.
But yeah, I mean, tell me about what it feels like for you lately.
Oh,
like
my
when
gosh.
you like if you moderate it, that's one thing. But like if you have a little too much, like tell me what that looks like.
Totally.
For you.
I feel like in the year 2026. Well, this is actually every year because I'm always trying to diet, but I literally feel like lately I have been really, really trying to be healthy, right, and work out and stay on a diet. So when I have a glass or two, I'm going to want a snack.
Mm-hmm. Give me those chips.
Right. And then I'm going to want to sleep in. Oh, wait, fail. You have two kids. You can't. Then I'm not going to want to have the energy or will to work out the next day. So it really, I've found it is keeping me from being consistent in what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I can have one glass and be fine, but sometimes I don't want just one glass. I'd rather maybe not partake.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, it's so interesting because I was noticing, I think this is about, it changes in general. It starts with noticing, like what's different. And I mean, like I've shared before on this podcast, I went through a little bit of a tornado of hormone and body ailments and just overall not feeling well. And I realized and noticed that if I was consistent with not having any alcohol, not even a glass, I just felt so much better and on point, and my brain function was higher, and I was more witty and just like happier, which makes sense. I mean, alcohol is a depressant, right? But I was like, oh, wow, this is different. And so where I've formed a new relationship is that if I know I'm going to choose to have alcohol, I'm also putting together my contingency plan to make sure that it doesn't hinder me as much as it can, which is like, am I hydrated enough before? Am I making sure to not have very sugary alcohol drinks, i.e. like a Prosecco or a vodka tonic versus...
Or a Mai Tai.
Yeah, versus a Mai Tai or a Bahama Mama, which was, I just had those.
Do you know how many calories are in there?
I don't even want to know.
It is something like insane.
It's insane. I mean, and this is the thing too. It's like, okay, and then I also know that I have to stop at a certain point, and my certain point is 7 p.m. If I can stop with the last sip at 7 p.m. or earlier, then I spend the rest of the night having sparkle water and tea and rehydrating. And then sometimes, because this is how bad it is now in this stage of my life, I'll pre-dose like 3 ibuprofen before I go to bed to make sure I wake up feeling okay.
You're like, we're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
For sure.
But like, do you see how much I have to think about it? Versus back in the day, I would like go out with $20. I get 3 Long Island iced teas.
25-cent drafts.
Yes, I'd save $5 to go get my Taco Bell 4th meal. And I'd wake up feeling like $1 million.
And lose 5 pounds.
And exactly.
It really is the way your body metabolizes.
Yes.
And it is so different. And I just think of when you're in your 20s, or you feel invincible, don't you?
You do.
You don't realize that the things are going to change, right?
Your body's going to start being like, I can't do this anymore.
Like, I respect your elders now. Like, they have seen some shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I think there's so much to that. And reading up on this, let's say, and having that knowledge really makes you powerful, because you understand that, okay, we're not who we used to be, nor should we be, right? Like, I mean, when I have a few drinks, sometimes I don't feel good about it. And like, I'm still drinking. I still enjoy the occasional drink, but I think my brain has really digested how I do that differently now.
Right. And I think that's where it's so interesting that you and we haven't spent a lot of time talking about this as friends, but we've kind of independently come to the same place of realizing that, alcohol has to fit and look differently into our lives, and the importance of that and how it relates to being a good parent, a good spouse, and to achieving our goals with health.
Totally.
It's just imperative.
And if you think about any other aspect of your life, if someone treated you poorly and you felt like shit, you probably wouldn't be friends with them anymore, right?
I hope.
I hope not. If somebody, let's say, so why are we, let's say alcohol makes us feel like shit, but we're just like, we're going back for more.
Right.
Because it's addictive.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think too, with all these new studies about like it causes cancer, there's so many other health benefits out there for us to really rethink relationships, at least for mine, where I'm going to still partake. But to your point, I'm going to have that plan of like, why should I do these things? Right.
Absolutely. And this is also, as it relates to, I think, like on a physiological level, it makes sense, because what I've come to realize is that as a woman, estrogen is kind of like this. It's not just a mood or whatever. You guys, estrogen is this like incredible powerhouse of all of these different key functions that it feeds. It helps with metabolism. It helps with lubrication of your fascia and your joints. It helps with cognitive ability. Like, there's so many mechanisms of estrogen, and as it starts to wane, as we get into and out of our fertile years, then our metabolism starts to drain. And so if our metabolism is not being stoked by exercise or healthy eating or estrogen now, well, we've just kind of created an environment that is not inviting to alcohol, right? And so that's what I mean. Like, when I know I'm going to have some beverages, like I'm game planning in the morning. Like tonight I'm going out to a concert. I know I'm going to have a couple drinks. I made sure I had a protein shake. I had lots of water. I had a very healthy protein forward lunch with some greens, a run. I ran 3 miles. And you guys, like, this sounds outrageous, but like, I am prepping for an enjoyment later, so I won't have to deal with this, like, being hit by a bus feeling, which I've had happen so much.
Well, and I feel like we're discovering new things about ourselves, but like, that's good.
It is
right?
good. It's
like,
empowering, because now you can handle it. And
right.
You find a way,
totally,
right, to work it back into your life. And I mean, yes, there is moments, Ashley, and I don't know if you experience this, where I'm like, should I be the sober woman? Should I take a stance? And I am never good at an all or nothing approach. And I know this about myself. And so if I were to go and be like, I'm never going to have a drink of alcohol again, I would not feel free in a way. I don't know what it is. And I hate to say that, because I feel like it could even also be more freeing in a way. But I feel as though I enjoy it. And if I didn't, then I would absolutely remove it. And if it were a real problem, I would hopefully have enough sense to get rid of it. But there are a lot of people our age who are taking the sober path. I have a few friends in my group that have taken the sober path. And And I think with really good purpose, you know, whether it's because it definitely elevate your risk of cancer or recurrence of cancer. It can cause dependency, and it can get out of control for some people, especially if they have addictive personalities. It could inhibit them from achieving physical, you know, endurance if they're like marathon runners and da-da-da-da-da. Like there's a lot of drawbacks. But I'm curious if you've ever thought about, would you live a sober life?
No, and I think looking back, right, like, and this was a good comparison, but maybe not, because being pregnant, right?
Oh yeah.
Didn't
Forced soberness.
Forced soberness. But like, there were times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love a beer. But even like, I remember one time my husband bought some like non-alcoholic ones, and I was like,
Not the same.
I don't even want this.
Right.
You know? And it just was one of those things.
Because you're drinking for the effects, not the taste.
Exactly. And so for me, I think too, knowing who I am now, I really, seriously, I think I hit 40 and I'm like, this is who I am. I ain't changing. Like, I don't feel the need to go along with things if I don't want to drink.
No, peer pressure gets way
And
less. Yeah.
I love a mocktail. Like, give me something juice forward and like, you know, whatever. But again, I think going back to the effects, like thinking of how, let's talk about the sleep or lack thereof.
Yes, that's a great point.
Even having one drink, you know, and I've never been the person, like my husband can have 4 hours of sleep and be like, hey, what are we doing today? And I'm like, don't talk to me yet. I need my coffee, right?
Yeah.
But I think just those, I get, if a drink or two, I'm up 3 times a night, just kind of like, sometimes my heart races.
Yeah, palpitations.
Yes.
Big time. I get them too.
So is this, I know you've done more research on this than I have. Is this like the metabolizing too, how your body's working with it? Is it us getting older? Like, what is happening?
It's so interesting. So there's a few things as we were looking into this that caught my eye, because of course, when something's happening with me physically, I'm going to go and like Google.
Put that cap on.
Yeah. I mean, like curiosity leads us to growth mindsets, right? Like, so when we talk about things like heart palpitations and its relation to alcohol, it's important to understand that there's a variety of reasons this can be happening. Number one, I thought this was super interesting. Alcohol alters an electrical conduction system within our bodies. It can cause our cells to signal and trigger in a regular rhythm, or what's known as arrhythmia. This is also interesting too. We know that alcohol is a depressant, and it actually acts as a depressant on our brain. However, in opposition to that, it acts as a stimulant to our nervous system, which can control our heart rate, which will lead to potential heart palpitations. So I found that in very, very interesting. And last but not least, I think it's important to note that alcohol is what's called a vasodilator. A vasodilator means that it dilates our blood vessels or makes them bigger. And this can often result in increased heart rate, and it can also spike our blood pressure. So alcohol in general and the heart, just not a good pairing. Alcohol affects so many different parts of our body, and that's why we may be getting some heart palpitations at night. That's some of the stuff that can be waking you up, so it can interrupt your REM cycle and like ruin your restorative sleep. So if you're woken up in the middle of a REM cycle and you have this vasodilator effect of like your blood vessels like really wide open, just think of it that way, your heart's like, what is going on? And you're immediately sent into what feels like a fight or flight response, because you are chemically different with alcohol in your body.
Totally.
And when it's not metabolized and you haven't loaded with water and you haven't taken care of that to flush it out, like, yeah, it's going to affect your heart. And not only that, like excessive alcohol use over long periods of time. So people who are severe alcoholics typically have major heart complications, whether it's they have heart attacks that were brought on, or they have heart disease, or they have congestive heart failure. Like heart health is directly correlated. So is liver health, which I think we all know.
Right.
But like, yeah, that's a little bit about, you know, alcohol affects everything in our body. It gets into every single tissue within our bodies, and how they react to it is differently. Like your neurological aspect, your brain, your heart health, your liver health, your muscles, all of it.
I feel like that's so interesting, because when I think of alcohol, you're right. I just know liver, cirrhosis of the liver function.
Yeah.
I don't go to heart, but it makes total sense.
Yeah, it's a really, really big impacted organ, and obviously critical. And it can really change the way we feel and how we live our lives. And speaking from someone, you know, handheld high or maybe like not so high, I've always had high blood pressure. And so like drinking alcohol for me, it's somewhat inherited from my father. Like it's even worse. It's even worse for me because my heart arguably is already having to work harder. And by putting alcohol on it, like it's causing it to have to work even more, to work harder to operate. And so, you think about these things and it's actually, when you said the heart palpitations,
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, that was a really big aha for me months and months ago, where I woke up with heart palpitations and I was like, oh, this is really bad. Like I was like, what did I do? And then the only thing I could trace back is like, I had indulged too much in alcohol. And now even when like I'm going to choose a drink, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, that could happen. Like if you don't drink enough water, if you don't flush it out, if you have too much, like you will start to see that happen more often. So yeah, it's real. It's scary.
It's real. And I think you're just really making me think about like of course there's a reason this happened. So I think, like you said, knowledge is power, to understand what this really can do to you. And again, if it offsets your goals or just, we feel it now so differently that it will change the trajectory of our next day. Right? We don't have the luxury to sleep until 1 p.m. and then grab a greasy burger.
No, I know.
And or if I grab a juicy burger, I'll gain 10 pounds in a day. Because
don't even look at it. But like the day after. So like there's the night of and, whatever, bad sleep. Okay, we talked a little bit about that. But I personally, Ashley, like the next day, I am very irritable.
Oh, yeah. And I'm very anxious. Like we talk about the Sunday scaries. I feel like that happened a lot because like if you go out on a Saturday, you're going to feel that way.
Yeah.
Because you're like, am I ready for this week? Are you a little more depressed, right? Alcohol is a depressant. So you're going to feel yourself, not be yourself.
Yes, yes. And then it's just like the way that I look at all of it is if you are having alcohol, even during it, you are actually cognitively impaired. That is an effect of it. It changes the way our brain operates. It is a neurological impacting drug. And then you've got the sleep. Okay, now it's affecting your entire body and your brain. It may be waking you up, ruining your REM sleep because it's not functioning normally. And now you're hungover. And again, you're not functioning well. You're still in cognitive disrepair. And you are not going to be your best self.
You're not.
Unless like you have found the magic concoction of liquid IV and like the perfect breakfast that gets you to bounce back, 100%. Or people used to have those like chaser pills. Do you remember those? Those are kind of silly. Like, and basically they're all just, electrolytes and help balance. But like the point of all of this is as I've aged and I've had some things happen with people close in my life, it has really caused me to examine alcohol. And what I know to be true is that there is nothing good for me physically about taking in alcohol into my body. Like I fully grasp and understand that. And arguably every health expert's telling us this.
Right. Absolutely.
And so that I'm not going to challenge or refute and say, oh no, but if you drink enough red wine, the flavonoids and da.
It's great for your heart, but
yeah.
is it?
No, exactly. And you gotta drink like 12 gallons of red wine to get the benefits. It's like, there's no way you're ever going to do that. But then, what I do believe is that there is a time and place where it may elevate a mood or allow you to relax. And if you can do it in moderation and not have it take over your life or hurt your health, then I think, that's okay. And I just want to make sure that like we don't judge each other from where we're at. But it's also like, no one's arguing with the people who are choosing
and
sober. It's beautiful.
I
Wonderful.
think it's just the moral of this story for me, and just thinking about this is listen to yourself. You know what works for you. You know what works for you best. Right. But I think also just open your eyes to if there's other things happening, you get to choose your hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you get to choose if you want to drink or not tonight. You get to choose how you're going to feel in the morning. Yeah. Like you really do. And I think that's powerful in knowing ourselves and just make the choices that are going to complement your life the best way to bring you to happiness.
Yeah. And with that, it's like, don't lie to yourself.
No.
I think that's the other thing is that for a while I was being like, oh, but it couldn't have been the alcohol. I just didn't eat well that day. Or maybe, I had too much sugar in the afternoon. Oh, I just had too many pieces of Halloween candy. And I'm like, who are you kidding? Like, let's be honest. It's the alcohol. And so I think really to your point is like, yes, we can be in the driver's seats of our decisions.
Yeah.
But what we should not do is minimize, the effects of this. It's
Totally.
really important that we accept it for what it is.
Right.
And that we don't like try to glaze over it. Because if it's not making you feel good, if it is stopping you from reaching your healthy weight, if you have, if you have sincere health complications, you really should consider removing it because all the health experts are right.
Right.
It is not benefiting you.
And I think too, right, we're talking about like all of these things happening after we have a drink. But what about during? Right? Our inhibitions are lowered.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
It's so fun.
Like, same. But that's me every day. But
Right.
no, but I remember, so in college, I wrote a paper. Now I'm the scholar.
I
What
love
can
it.
say?
I love the turn of the table.
What can I do? Alcohol myopia theory, right? And it's really just saying that you are going to make decisions in the moment, not think about the consequences. And on the next day, you can blame it on the alcohol. And just think about that. Does it give people some passes?
Yeah, excuse in a bottle.
Right? I feel like I've also heard like, right, alcohol being like labeled truth serum.
Oh yeah, like when people are really angry and nasty,
They get a
you're
little
like,
freer.
"Oh, thank you for showing me who you are."
Right? And I think that's something to be considered too when figuring out your own journey with alcohol. And it's weird, I think, to even think, I think this is so generational too.
Oh, 100%.
To even have open discussions on how we relate to alcohol, metabolize alcohol, think about it. Our parents weren't doing this.
No.
No way.
Martini lunches. And
Seriously.
like pounding the 3
Oh
beers
my God.
before dinner.
I just think of
It was normal.
Mad Men, right? And you're just like, okay, there's cigarette smoke everywhere. You can't even see. And then you're just like drinking a martini, right?
Yeah.
All the time. And it's glorified.
Yes. And it was considered an upper echelon activity.
Right.
Like where it was something to be coveted. I mean, smoking was considered cool. All of these things that we now know. And that's the thing. It's like social aspects of alcohol are very real. Just like when I was a smoker, I've smoked for 8 years and I was outside, puffing away. And I will tell you, there's a huge social aspect to smoking,
yes.
And like, even just like, it's almost like you're bonding, but then you're also doing something really bad for your body at the same time. And I feel like it's this moment of like freeness. It's this moment of like, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm just going to be, like doing a beer bong back in college or whatever it is. Like these things have, they have been glorified. But the reason is some of what you just said in pop culture, but also like what we've experienced. Like some of our most fun nights of growing up were when we were 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
And we were ordering Taco Bell and like laughing our butts off. And I would like literally go skinny dipping, like, and run across streets butt naked and not care. Do you think that sober Katrina would do that? No, absolutely not. But man, was it fun. And so we tie these things to those times. And then when you're in a new stage in life, you kind of have to go, that was then, this is now.
Totally.
And choose a different path.
Right. And again, I think
if I did that now, I'd get in trouble.
By me. No.
Yes.
But I think to give yourself, I think we're the grace givers. Give yourself grace on whatever you want to do. But I think, and anything this conversation has brought, at least to me, is just think about it. Think how you're reacting.
Yeah.
Think how your body's reacting. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
If it is and you can handle it, great.
No judgment.
I'm just getting old.
I'm just getting old too.
And like, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Or like I've been shifting drinking, right? Like from red wine to like a high noon. I'm like, yeah.
That's a little more hydrated.
It's an easy sip.
So, I mean, yeah, I think I would also, as we, like in our friends groups, it's to me very interesting, like who's choosing something different, and I think I'm trying to keep more of an open mind.
Yeah, I applaud everybody. Like even, so I had some girlfriends over the other night and I remember I like put a bottle of champagne on ice and, so everyone would have like a glass and a third.
Yeah.
Is that the math in that way?
Something like that.
And it's like, whatever, we'll put another one in. And we only drank the bottle. They were here for 4 hours. And then we had Fresca.
Yeah.
And it was lovely.
Right.
And I woke up feeling great.
Yes. And this is the thing, like, I can't tell you actually how many times I've had people at my house and it's been a night that I've chosen not to drink and everybody else might be drinking. And like in the middle of the party when I'm like laughing and having fun, I'll look at my husband and go, see, I can have fun without alcohol.
See?
And like, it's true. I think you can still choose to let your inhibitions go. You can still choose to be silly. It takes maybe a little bit more bravery or effort or whatever fill in the blank word describes for what it would take for you. But you don't need this arguable neurotoxin. But if you do want it, that's okay too.
Totally.
But take care of yourself and like continue to work on, you know, healthy relationships with it. And I think what you just described is like, hey, we're going to have a celebratory glass and a quarter or whatever it was. And then we're going to also just hang out and like have a nice non-alcoholic beverage. And I think that's a beautiful balance as we're in this stage in our life where our bodies are yelling at us. Like, I can't do this anymore.
Stop.
Please don't give me like a whole bottle of La Marca.
If not, I'll see you at 2 a.m. with a racing heart.
Exactly.
I
So
know.
I think, you know, we are obviously branded in a way that we've got a wine glass in our logo.
Totally.
Right? Like, we believe in celebrating these moments and having the glass of bubbles and so on and so forth. But we also believe in taking inventory of our lives and making sure it's right sized for where we are.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we invite you guys, take inventory, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to have those cheers over those bubbles. So
That's right. And remember, after every breakdown,
don't forget the bubbles.
so if you're loving us, hating us, whatever, still follow us. We're on the gram. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks for tuning in.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.